Not mad. Kind of disappointed now we're going to be swept by all three teams in the division because Kansas City Chiefs will destroy us. I'm going to say 45-17 Chiefs beating us next week. This team is like a big piece of shit on the ground. It really is. You step in it, you're like, what the fuck? I have seen this team go 1-15. I have seen this team make too many mistakes. This is really the first year I have ever been embarrassed to be a fan of this team. A lot of fans would be like, ride or die, win, lose, or tie, and all that other nonsense model. If I wasn't a fan, I wouldn't make videos, I wouldn't buy merch, I wouldn't go to the game. Shut the fuck up about those stupid models. Those models haven't done shit. Only win I was happy about this year was against the Packers, and that must have been a fluke. I said right after the Colts game, this team is going to lose every single game until they prove me wrong. They only proved me wrong 4 fucking times. They're not beating the Chiefs. Rivers was outplayed. Everybody was outplayed in the first half by the Raiders, 14-7. We let the Raiders look like a playoff contending team. I can't wait for the season to be over. I just want to watch the playoffs in peace, not have to freaking ever even hear about the Chargers for a while. I don't want to hear about this team. They're not going to make any moves in the offseason. It's going to make me happy anyway. I already know it. Oh, by the way, congratulations, Raider fans. You guys swept this division. Congratulations. Unlike the first win, this win, you guys truly deserve the win. You guys truly deserve congratulations. The last game, Rivers gave you the win. Rivers needs to go. ACA Sport. Rivers needs to go. So, and technically the Raiders still have a chance to go into the playoffs. They just need like a bunch of things to happen. Yeah, I saw. We have the game here. The Raiders have to beat you guys next week. The Raiders need both the Steelers and the Titans to lose again. The Raiders need the other game too. I think the Browns have to win a game against them, or the Bengals have to beat the Browns, something like that. There's 5 games that have to happen for the Raiders to actually go to the playoffs. I don't see any of that happening, to be honest. I mean, the Texans will beat the Titans. Yes, I want you guys to beat the Raiders too. They don't need to be going to the playoffs. They're a fluke team. Well, yeah, I'm just truly disgusted with this franchise. We're going to be 5 yep, we are 5-11, exactly. Exactly. Thank God for the Lakers. Even though I know we're going to be on a 2 or 3 game losing streak, whatever, Lakers are still dominating. Lakers are going to pick up the pace, and we're going to go back into the playoffs. They're the only team of mine that's actually doing good right now. Yep, Chargers play the Chiefs next week, and the Chiefs are going to destroy us. They'll be 45-17. I would rather just bench all the starters, put in everybody that we can to get some type of experience. It don't matter. Well, I was telling people on Facebook, on the Battle of the LA page, is I don't see the Chargers and the Raiders as a rivalry that much. Oh, they will be. After next week, they will be 0-6. I don't see the Chargers and the Raiders as a rivalry. We're not even in the same cities no more now. We're not in San Diego. The Raiders are not in Oakland. We're in LA where we don't belong. And the Raiders are going to be in Vegas where half the fans are going to be tourist fans. Not even going to be Raiders fans. Well, I guess Raiders needs all the fans they can get. That's not in jail. But, yeah, congratulations, Raiders fans. To me, it was a meaningless game. That's why I didn't give a fuck if you guys won or not. I just didn't want to be swept by all 3 divisional teams, but we're going to be again. It's not the first time. It won't be the last time. It's the Spanos curse. I've been mad the whole time this season since we did absolutely nothing in the free agency. And my complaint is about the free agency for so long. Said we had a conversation with LA Original and KC Kid talking about how good our defense was, and I told him I didn't like our defense. If our defense was that good, teams would not be scoring on us. Every single team has scored on us. Our defense is trash. What I like to see on the offseason, on the free agency, is pick up 3 or 4 good players, beef up our defense. Get rid of Russell Okung, his injured ass. Get rid of Melvin Gordon. Fucking 15 carries for 3 yards. What was that? Or 9 carries for 3 yards. What was that in the first half? That was pathetic. And Melvin Gordon thinks he's worth money? You can't even run against the Raiders and you think you're worth money? You are trash, Gordon. Scott Trent's got to go too. Why are you paying shitty-ass players money? If you're going to pay a shitty-ass player money, put me in. I'll do absolutely nothing too. Yeah, it was mostly Raider fans there, and we still didn't sell out a game. This is the third Raider Charger game in LA which didn't sell out, which shows you that Raiders fan base, even in LA, is non-existent. Most of these fans came from everywhere, but you can't even sell out a freaking 27,000 seat stadium. Wow. We had a few sold out games, but none came from the Raiders. I can't wait for the season to be over with. I really can't. It'd be nice. I don't even know if I'm going to watch the free agency or draft, to be honest. I want to have the longest possible break listening about this shitty-ass franchise for a long time. I already know I got to listen to them when the preseason starts again. Is he going to buy the NFL package for this team to see these games? Nah, I'd rather just work and make money. I'll go do something else. And here I am thinking maybe I'll go run to Buffalo or something when the Chargers go face Buffalo Bills next year. Yeah, I don't know. I don't feel like wasting my time on a team or wasting my hard-earned money on a team that doesn't want to try. They can't play a full 60 minutes. From the beginning of the season against the Colts to now, the Chargers have proved they cannot play a full 60 minutes. They can only play half a game. Either the first half or the second half. They're a half-game team. Got to get rid of these players. You got to do. And the coaches, too. Our defensive coach is trash. He needs to go desperately. Our offensive coach, I get he's someone new that we just put up. So it's pretty much on Lynn. And Lynn is trash. And they want to say we had 2 winning seasons because we were 9-7 and then we were 12-4. Remember, the Chargers were 9-7 2 years in a row with Mike McCoy, and then we were 4-12. Now we're going to be 5-11. Same scenario with Mike McCoy that we have with Lynn. 2 bitch-ass coaches that are too scared to make any plays, to make any calls, to do anything to switch shit up. We do the same plays over again, and we expect to go somewhere. Of course we had no running game against the Raiders. How are we going to have a running game against the Raiders when they know the same 2 plays we do all day? We made the Raiders look good. The Raiders are not a good team. They're not. No, we are not a good team. The Raiders are not a good team. We made the Raiders look like a good team. Did you see what the Bengals did to the Raiders? Did you see what the Jets did to the Raiders? They are not a good team. Even the Chiefs dominated the Raiders better than I thought they would be. They are not a good team. But then here comes the Chargers. We're going to play like shit. We're going to show our fans why we don't care and then ask, why don't our fans show up in LA? Why don't our fans show up at all? Why would we want to pay to watch you guys lose? Why do we want to pay? You guys are losers. You don't want to win. You find every opportunity to lose a game. And no, this is not on Rivers. This is on the whole fucking team. Fumbles by Austin Ekeler is costing us games. Let me turn this off real fast. Fumbles by Austin Ekeler costing us games. Interceptions by Rivers costing us games. Drop passes by Mike Williams and Keenan Allen costing us games. Passes and fumbles by freaking Hunter Henry. Defense not doing anything, not costing any turnovers, not doing anything. Defense is fault the reason why we lost most of these games, because they couldn't stop none of the teams from scoring or even holding the field goals. I blame defense for most of these games. Reason why I said on the free agency, I wanted to beat up our defense. Defense wins games. Defense wins championships. Peyton Manning was out. He looked like shit. They put in Brock Osweiler. He was okay, Osweiler, whatever the hell you want to say his stupid ass name. They put his ass in there. Yes, he won a couple of games, but it was mainly on the defense. Mainly on the defense that got him into the playoffs. Mainly on that defense that got him to the Super Bowl. Mainly on that defense that won him that Super Bowl ring. It wasn't on the offense. Offense couldn't do shit. If our defense was freaking great, we could be in the playoffs right now. No matter how bad Gordon was this year, no matter how many fuck-ups Austin Ekeler and Phillip Rivers did this year, no matter how many times our wide receivers didn't catch the balls and they just kept dropping them this year, we would still be in the playoffs. This is mostly our defense part. Yes, you did. Congratulations, Ash Redder. Enjoy your last win of the season. And sit on the couch like the rest of us. And you earned this win. You truly earned this win. I'm not, unlike the last game, I'm not taking anything away from you guys this time. You truly earned this win. You guys swept us this year like we swept you guys the last 2 years. Yeah, I see that you're still alive, but you need like 5 or 6 things to happen. You need the Texans to beat the Titans. You need, I think it's the Browns, the Bengals. I think you need the Bengals to beat the Browns. You need to beat the Broncos. You need the Steelers to lose, and the Ravens to beat the Steelers. And you know, I can, even if you beat the Broncos, I can see the Ravens beating the Steelers. The Bengals and Browns game, I don't know. Both teams are trash. And the Texans and Titans game, I don't know. Texans are already in the playoffs. They're not going to get another seed. So they might just rest their starters, and the Titans might just win that game. And if they win that game, that just costs you guys a playoff spot. So yeah, I don't know about that. That's going to be an odd scenario. I think technically even the Browns might still be in it too, because they haven't been officially eliminated yet. They probably need a lot of shit to happen too. But yeah, I mean, you got lucky with the Titans and Steelers losing today. I saw the Steelers losing to the Jets. The Titans and the Saints put up a hell of a game. That was a game we got to see. That was a good game. But anyway, I'm done with my rant. On the free agency, just pick up our defense, get a new head coach, hire Ron Rivera. He's a good defensive coach. Get him as our new defensive coach or get him as our new head coach. Either way, I'll be happy if we get him. Lynn's ass needs to go. He's been trash. I thought we hired him because we're trying to be, we're trying to get like everybody not segregated. I can't think of the name. But he wasn't a good coach in the first place. Out of what, 8-9 years of him being in the league, he only had 2 winning seasons with the Bills. He was a running back coach. We got him because we wanted to be cheap. That's the Dean Spanos model. Be as cheap as possible. Be honest, I'd rather have kept Norv Turner than having these last 2 coaches. Norv Turner's trash too, but he had better experience in the game than Mike McCoy and Anthony Lynn. But I want Anthony Lynn gone. If I don't see Anthony Lynn gone, if I don't see our defensive coach gone, I know nothing's changing next year, except for our win-loss record. Maybe we'll have a couple more wins, but not go to the playoffs. Maybe we'll have a couple less wins. But I don't see nothing happening next year if we don't get rid of our coaches. And then on the free agencies, I want nothing but buffing up our defense. And then on the draft, yes, let's buff up our offense. Let's get rid of these people that are on our team right now, like Scott Trent, like Russell Okung, like Melvin Gordon, that are leeches on our team that will do nothing. They are leeching money off us. We can find better players. My complaint last year was we were 12-4. We beat the Ravens, which was a tough team to beat, and we looked like shit against the Patriots. Now you think during the free agencies we would have made some moves. You show some of these players like, look, we are 12-4. We got to the divisional round. You might be the next step that we need the push-ups to the championship game. You would think a real GM would do that. Tom Telesco didn't do that. I don't like Tom. To me, he's way worse than A.J. Smith. He did not do that. He thought, fuck it, we got a good defensive line, offensive line. We did decent last year. I mean, we got lucky last year, but we did decent last year. We're going to go on to the next season and see what happens. That was Tom Telesco's model. And Dean Spanos like, whatever you do to save me money, because I don't care about this team. I don't care about the fans. It doesn't matter if the other franchise sells out the stadium for us. I'm still getting paid. I'm Dean Spanos. That's Dean Spanos' model. We're not fighting for LA. The Chargers are dead. This move in LA is dead. Oh, absolutely. Lynn needs to go. He needs to go. I want a good coach. I wanted to go after Ron Rivera. One bad year. We've only been in the playoffs once. Being 9-7 and not going to the playoffs is a bad year in my book. If you're either in the playoffs or you're not. Mike McCoy was 9-7 2 years in a row, and then he went 4-12 when we let Mike McCoy go after those 3 years. So that's saying Mike McCoy only had one bad year. Yeah, after that Colts game, my expectation went straight down. We had a decent team on North Turners last year because we were, 7-9, where Mike McCoy picked us up, and we went 9-7, got into the playoffs. We weren't that bad of a team. Mike McCoy picked up a decent team off North Turner. So we went 9-7. We went to the playoffs. We beat the Bengals, and then we lost to the Broncos. Next year we went 9-7. We were just one game away from going to the playoffs. Then the following year we had every single person that you can imagine was injured. Every single person was injured when we were 4-12 that year, the last year with Mike McCoy. And then we got Lynn. And then Lynn took us back to 9-7. We went back to the record that Mike McCoy had us his first 2 years, 9-7. Last year, we shouldn't have beaten the Steelers. The referees helped us, I'm not going to lie. We should probably have been 11-5, not 12-4. That's the reason why I wasn't mad when KC took the division from us. We didn't deserve that. We didn't deserve that win. This year, I was mad at the free agencies, and then after watching the Colts game, I saw what my expectation of this team was going to be. Now, I did not see us beating the Packers. I did not see us dominating the Packers the way they did, and I don't understand what happened with that game. And we really shouldn't have even beaten the Dolphins, to be honest. If the Dolphins didn't stop running the ball, we would have lost. We had no answer to the run defense. I mean, you guys ran 99 yards on us. 99 yards. And how many yards did we run? 23 maybe? I think Gordon got 15 and Austin Eckler got 7. This was trash. I wasn't expecting to win. I didn't care if we win or lose because it's a meaningless game. And if you're not in the playoffs, it doesn't matter. Hey, what's up, dude? If you're not in the playoffs, wins, losses don't matter to me. It's like having a moral victory at the end. Like, even if you lost, you think, oh, it was a moral victory. These guys did really good. I don't care about moral victories. I don't care about meaningless win or losses. Once you're out of the playoffs, nothing matters. I will enjoy a win, yes, but it means nothing. It really does. When the Broncos beat us, I already knew that was it. That was the last straw. We are not going to the playoffs. So every single game after that was meaningless. I wasn't mad that we lost to the Vikings. I was just mad the fact that he turned over the ball 100 times. Made way too many mistakes. Made the Vikings look better than they were. They didn't have to do that. Now, fix our defense or we're going to suck next year. That's it. That's in my book. I don't know what you're going to do with Phillip Rivers. I want to see Phillip Rivers gone. He's done. And like I said, it's not just Rivers. I hope so. But it's not just, it's not Rivers' fault, but I do want to see Rivers gone. His time is done. To me, I had big respect for Rivers when he played with that torn ACL. But then I lost respect for Rivers when he said, I'm not going to coach nobody, I'm not going to train nobody, no one's taking my spot. Your job as a player is to train your replacement when you get old enough. That's what you're supposed to do. Yes, their fans are annoying. I lived in California. I know exactly how annoying their fans are. But when they're out of jail, I know how their fans are. But your job is to train your replacement. You don't get to play football forever. You didn't want to play. You didn't want to train a replacement. Shame on you on that. I lost a lot of respect on Rivers for that. You don't get to do that shit. Yeah, that happens a lot. Now, I've been to 2 Oakland games, and I never had a fight with nobody. I wore my Charger gear. One of them was a Charger game. The other one wasn't. My brother took me to a Raiders versus Chiefs game. Chiefs won at the end with a field goal, like 2 points. They talked shit, but nobody wanted to fight. But I went with like 5-6 people. But yes, I see Raider fans like to fight. I see Raider fans like to fight Raider fans a lot. Now in LA, San Diego, yeah, they try to sell a lot of fights. And it doesn't really happen too well. Because San Diego, we have a lot of security down there. Elite security, I think that's what they were called. So, them trying to be fights, that shit ended real fast. Well, I never had to deal with any Bill fans. I deal with Browns fans, and to me, Browns fans were the worst. Yeah, Browns fans definitely the worst. Now, since I work out here, I deal with Lions fans and not. Lions fans don't have too much problems. I mean, they're usually depressed because their team always sucks. Another bad owner that don't sell their team. But yeah, I already know the Chargers are not going to make any moves next year. And we're going to be doing the same old routine. It's the Chargers. We don't need Lynn. Ron Rivera is out. I say go pick the dude up. That's all I got to say. Pick up the dude. If we want to go somewhere, pick him up. If not, we ain't going nowhere. Lynn's not going to take us nowhere. This dude's too scared. He is scared. He looks like he's freaking afraid out in the field. He really does. Like he's afraid to tell the players what to do. Like he's not the head coach. We don't need a coach like that. We don't need a pussy. Well, if he's a good coach, I'm willing to take him. I'm willing to take anybody right now besides Lynn. But I do want a defensive coach. I want a defensive coach that knows how to knows how to play good defense. That's who I want. I wanted John Fox when you guys let him go and got I forgot who you guys pick up. But when you guys let John Fox go, I wanted that dude. I was like, fire Noah Turner and hire John Fox. Because he's getting you guys into the playoffs. He's getting you guys to I don't think he got you to the Super Bowl. But he got you to the playoffs. He got you to the AFC Championship game, though. And then he ended up going to the Bears, and he ended up turning shit. But yeah, I wanted John Fox. But we have an owner that doesn't want to spend money, so we're not going to go anywhere. We're not. And it's sad to see that the once nice-sized franchise that we used to have is just dwindling away. It's like every single time we do something, we keep stabbing our fans in the back, keep kicking them in the groin, and then keep, stealing their money. Because that's what I feel like this franchise is doing to us because of the owner. You never should have moved to LA. And what do you think our stadium is going to look like once we go to Inglewood? I don't see it being mostly Charger fans. I don't see it even being 1/3 Charger fans. I see us being 60,000 people showing up, majority being the other team fans, unless it's like the Jaguars or something. We're supposed to be going to Inglewood next year. That new stadium, the Sci-Fi Channel, SoFi Stadium, where we share with the Rams. But we're not going to sell out that stadium. The Rams may sell out the first couple games, but then that stadium's going to turn this shit real fast because the Rams haven't sold out a game really either. Dean Spanos and the owner and the mayor of San Diego couldn't get along. That's pretty much what happened. When we had our last game, they tried to get a new stadium, but Dean Spanos only wants a stadium in downtown San Diego. He didn't want it nowhere else, and that's what the problem was. Qualcomm was not in downtown. It was in Mission Valley. Nice location, right by the freeway. I mean, you can get on and off like that. What we did was we went down the street to go park at the mall, and then we took the shuttle train from there to the Qualcomm. Didn't have to pay for parking. Paid $10 for a round trip on the shuttle. They will get in some fans, but most of the stadium still, it's only going to be full because it's going to be tourist fans still. Everyone's going to be like, oh, we're going to Vegas. Let's buy a ticket to go to a game. Just like the hockey team. They don't have that many fans. A lot of their fans are just tourist fans, dude. It's going to be the same thing with the NFL because NFL is bigger than the NHL. Raider fans might gain some fans. Raider fans are losing fans because there are some Raider fans that won't go to Las Vegas. They say we won't follow, stay in Oakland. Just like what the Chargers did with San Diego. That's why I don't feel that the Chargers and Raiders have a really true rivalry anymore. We don't. We're not in San Diego no more. They're not in Oakland. We're in cities where we don't belong. It's really depressing to be a fan. It really is. Definitely depressing being a Charger fan right now. We're in a city that doesn't want us. I say most of the Niner fans right now are bandwagon fans because if you just look like a year or two ago at Candlesticks, they couldn't even, or whatever the new stadium's called now, they couldn't even sell out a game. Like it looked like 1/3 of the stadium was sold out, and was sold, and that was it. When it comes to California, the fan base flips like crazy. Whoever's winning is the fan base. You can probably go to almost every single person in California who's a football fan and find like 6 or 17 jerseys in their closets. They don't have that much. Yeah, like Rams fans. Also, Rams fans had fans last year because they were going to the Super Bowl, but the year before that, they couldn't even sell out a game. And now look at the Rams fans this year. They can't even sell out the game. They had high expectations for the Rams this year, and the Rams sold off like shit this year. Rams should have stayed in St. Louis. LA doesn't deserve a team, to be honest. They really don't. LA is Lakers City. It's Dodger City too, but it is Lakers. It was Dodgers back in the 90s. But in the 2000s, it became the Lakers. They won 5 championships that year. They went to 7 of them and won 5 of them. And it became Lakers Town. And it won't be Lakers Town. They're the only team that town belongs. Even though a lot of bandwagon fans jumped from the Lakers to the Clippers because they had a couple good seasons, Clippers ain't going to do nothing, and they'll jump right back on the Lakers. Oh, then you're not that far. I live in Detroit. I've been in Chicago a couple times. I went to the, last time I was there was back in September. I went to the Navy Pier. Yeah, the first time I had a Chicago dog. It wasn't bad. But I know they also have that fountain right there too from Mirror Children I got a picture from. Yeah, my brother went to go take a picture. I don't know what the fountain was called. I just know is if the Navy Pier is right here, and here's Mission, Lake Michigan, and if you walk right, once you get past, right, yeah, the Navy Pier is nice. But once you get past the bridge and all that, you see a big fountain. It's the famous fountain. You always see it start off from Married with Children. It's not too far from the Navy, that big ass bean you guys have. So yeah, we did that. I went there twice. First time I went there was when I was moving from San Diego out here. Yeah. I didn't get a picture in front of it. I just took it from my brother because my brother, I think it was The Office or something like that. He saw it on a TV show. So yeah, Chicago's nice though. At least where I went to. No, the Ferris wheel was down when we went there. They weren't having nobody on it. We just went inside the place. I had a sliced pizza. I'm gonna say, damn Scott, you threw me off. I don't know what the first place I went to. They had some funky toppings. Like the first place I went to in Chicago, we went to this pizza place. They had a steak and gravy pizza and it wasn't bad. They were deep dishes, and then they had a squid and sausage pizza, and it wasn't bad. Squid and sausage was actually pretty good on a deep dish pizza. So yeah, whenever we go to Chicago, I always go for the pizza. You gotta go. Pizza's always good in Chicago. Yeah, I thought so too at first when I saw squid. But if you had the squid and sausage, it actually turned out to be really good. It really did. Now, I don't know if I would have eaten a whole pizza of that stuff, but one slice I thought was pretty good. And then when I went to the second time, I just got me the old mushroom and pepperoni pizza. Just have that deep dish style. And that was pretty good. That was definitely good. So yeah, Chicago's got some delicious food. So I always like going there. We might be going there sometime next year again, because I always pass that by because I got to go to Cedar Rapids to go visit my older brother in Iowa. So I always go past Chicago, go spend a day there, either on the way up or the way back. I usually like to do it on the way back. One day I'll go there and spend the night. I know whenever I go with everybody, they're always scared to spend the night out there. Iowa's okay. They got the world's biggest truck stop, if you ever want to check that out. Nice size place. They got a good place to eat there, and then they got like 1,000 things of knickknacks, which they actually do have a couple of team sport things. They do have Broncos stuff there. I picked up a Charger, a metal Charger drinking bottle there, and then I picked up a Charger rug there. They do have some sports stuff there. Every single time I go, which is like once a year, it always changes, but they do have some sports stuff there. Yeah, it's the world's biggest truck stop. It's a little bit right after you pass into Iowa. Really nice going to that too. But man, the drive sucks. It's like 8 hours to get from here, from Detroit to Cedar Rapids. So it's a hell of a drive. Now I know my family's gonna be doing that this weekend, but I gotta work. I got that Lions game I still gotta work. I got the last Lions game against the Packers. So I won't be able to go do that. There's good food out here too. If you got to look around. Mexican Town's got good food. Yeah, I went to Flint once. It wasn't to do none of that. I forgot why we went exactly. But they got a virtual reality arcade place there, which I saw. Which next time I do go to Flint, I'm gonna definitely check that out. But Flint's far from us. Flint's like an hour and 15-minute drive. I mean, it's something really important if I got to go up there. I haven't been everywhere out here in Michigan yet. I've been, of course, Detroit. I've been to Ann Arbor. Ann Arbor is really nice, but man, is Ann Arbor expensive. If you think Detroit's expensive, Ann Arbor is expensive. I've been to Oakland out here for the Meadowbrook Amphitheater. Went to go to the Whoop Tour there, go see the Beach Boys and stuff like that. Pretty cool. They do have a few spots out here for Charger fan base, which I have met, especially when we all got together right before the Lions game, which is actually pretty cool. There's more Charger fans out here than I thought there were, because I thought it was just me and Young Link. Young Link's the other YouTuber that we used to be part of the TTC group of the Charger of the Trash Talking page before we both left. But there's actually more out here. There's a lot of football fans out here. I remember I was actually talking to a Bronco once up in Dearborn, and he used to be from Colorado Springs. And I told him I had family out there. That's why I like to go to Colorado. I got a bunch of family in Colorado Springs. But yeah, said I'm very disappointed on how this season turned out with this team. Very disappointed. They let me down probably worse than the season they went 1-15 back in 2001. I've been mad before about this team, but never have I been mad more than this team. I think, yeah, they were good, and we did they were 12-4, but they did absolutely nothing to make sure that we stayed good during the off season. I think Justin Jackson was the only thing that we did good, and we don't even use him. We use him like 4 or 5 times a game, and he'll get like 20 to 30 yards on those 4 or 5 times, and then we just stop using him. We should be building him. We should be, this last game against Kansas City, we should be resting all our starters and putting in these new guys, getting that experience. That's what we should be doing. Hayward messed us up this season, though. Last year he had a breakout. This year he messed us up. That pass interference call against the Broncos cost us the game. That game should have went to overtime. But there you go, bumping into them when they're running, knowing that's like the very common play that you always do at the end. That's why I blame the whole entire team for this year turning like shit, not just Phillip Rivers. Or a lot of fans want to say Phillip Rivers. If I'm throwing the ball to you and you're not catching it, how's it my fault if I'm Phillip Rivers? I got a line that can't do the job protecting me. I got running backs that can't do their job running. And then when they do their job, they're fumbling the ball like crazy. I got wide receivers who can't catch the ball for nothing. I got special teams that, I think we only have one good special play this year. And then I got a defense that's not even existent. Joey Bosa, I mean, he got 3 sacks against the Raiders this year. 3 sacks on this game tonight. But Joey Bosa's been on and off again this entire season. You're only playing freaking 16 games a year, dude. I don't understand that. I really don't. We all thought when James was going to come back. Exactly. And you guys were a rookie quarterback with a bad offensive line, and nobody could put their hand on Drew Luck. We had Derwin James back. Finally, after all year, we finally got Derwin James back. Adrian Phillips, I mean. We had Melvin Ingram. We had Joey Bosa. And I can't remember the other guy. Perryman. We had all our defense. Nobody can get to Drew. Nobody can scare Drew. And we had everybody back. Nobody was injured. The only game this season where nobody was injured, nobody was out against the Broncos. They couldn't show up. But anyway, I gotta get going. My break's over. Gotta get back to work. Thanks for everybody on the page. Let me see what you just wrote real fast, King. Yeah. Alright, to everybody who was on here, I appreciate you being on the page. Thanks for listening to my rant. Like I said, for the next game, I'm hoping the Chargers rest all their starters and put in everybody else to get some experience. We're not beating the Chiefs anyway. It's not going to happen. This team is not that good. That Viking game showed that we weren't that good. Now I got to get going. I'll talk to you guys later.